Sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board to make progress. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. What's she up to now? Day 1172, and I hate it when my face gets giant, especially on the drawing board filter. But there's some of these filters where my face just gets giant. Can't stand it. But we're just going to roll with it today because I have other things to do besides redo videos that are just me documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world of business. Today, our supersize your business idiom was, of course, back to the drawing board. And I used a drawing that my granddaughter did, actually on a dry erase drawing board, which is awesome. It's in color, but you can't see it because I use this filter that's black and white because it looks like a sketch or a drawing. But it reminds me that in order to make progress, which was the topic of our SOAP framework for the Get Up and Go Challenge Day 14 today, we talked about physical progress. We're going through the areas and aspects of our life. Love when I'm really giant and I look closely. And we're taking those physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, and I'm adding communication and confidence this year because they're two areas that I have ignored for the majority of my life. And I think that they're really important foundational things. They're just as important and foundational to all the other areas and aspects of our life as is our physical well-being. I start with physical often, not always. I've done this challenge 7 times now, actually more than 7 times, but 7 times in a 30-plus day format. And you know, physical, financial, relationships, I think I've started with all those, but I like to start with physical because my experience has been that if you don't take care of your physical body, your physical well-being, if you do irreparable damage to your body, you're in deep doo-doo. You're in big trouble. You're not going to necessarily be able to do anything else. And so I like to start with our physical well-being. And then each day I add a tool that you can use to better understand the S, the O, the A, and the P of the framework so that over the course of the 30-day challenge, the participants and me included install in our subconscious this framework, this way of dealing with change and challenges that guarantees we'll get better results after any change or challenge we face going forward than we did before. Because we've now got a purposeful process for handling any kind of change or challenge that comes our way. Super duper powerful and fun besides. So we learn a lot of tools. We do a bunch of different things that are fun, and whatever, you know, you take what you want from it, just like anything else we learn or are exposed to. We take what works for us and we just leave the rest behind. And so I like to over deliver by sharing tons of tools. By the time we're done with the challenge, I've shared at least 40 tools. You know, it's 31 days, so a tool a day, and you know, I can't get away with talking just about one tool a day some days to talk about a whole bunch. So we share at least 40 tools during that challenge that I've used throughout my life. Not a tool that I just heard about yesterday and I've never used or tried or done in my life. Something that I've been using, most of them, for decades. Today we talked about the Lifeline exercise. I've been using that since the 1980s. And I don't remember exactly when, but I do recall learning about it at my first job, my job with Procter & Gamble. Great company for management development, personal development, growth, and training in people in leadership and different skills. I spent about 5 years there, and I was fortunate to do a lot of cool trainings, and one included this Lifeline exercise that I have used throughout my life. Did I forget about it sometimes? Absolutely, but now that I've picked it up again in the last, through 2020 and into 2021, I'm realizing what a powerful tool it is. So tools like that I'm sharing with people, not just something that, I think the newest tool that I've added is one that I learned from Dean Graziosi in early 2020 about going from 5 whys to 7 whys. And that's one of my favorite tools as well. All right, so that's what I did for that. For our 365-day challenge this year, doing one thing every day that centers you, Queen Latifah talked to us about loving ourselves or hating ourselves. She said she looked in the mirror when she was about 18 or so and decided, hey, I can either love myself or hate myself. She was wise at 18 and decided to love herself. And our challenge today was to decide on something about ourselves we're going to love. So I decided I'm going to love my crazy hair because it is what it is. And it's, I can change it. I do have some impact over that. But there are some days where it's got a mind of its own and it just beats crazy. So I pull it up in a bun and a ponytail and I say, this is it. And guess what? It's not going to negatively impact my day at all. It doesn't really matter. So often we get all bent out of shape and all worried about things that just don't matter. It doesn't matter what filter I pick to do my videos. I love to play on this particular segment with different filters. Some of them are so bad that I can't think of anything to use them for. And others are just so bad that they're funny, and so then I do like to use them. Filters are fun, right? They're fun. And sometimes I tend to be pretty boring, pretty engineer, pretty stoic, pretty nerdy, pretty straight-laced. And it's my way of using my more creative side, because I do have a whole creative side that I've shoved down for decades that I want to let out be myself. What else is going on? Working with new coaches. I've got a coaching call in like a few minutes, so I need to hop off and do that. And then very different coaches. One's an offline coach, one's an online coach. Very different approaches to things. One is focused on communication and confidence and a little bit of business, but I don't think he's got the breadth of experience at all as the other person. The other person's probably one of the most successful business people in the world. And so I listen to one coach for confidence and communication and a few other softer skills and personal development things. And I listen to the other coach for business, strictly business. I don't know if I'll adopt some of his philosophies of life, because some of them are way out there and I don't necessarily agree with them, and that's okay. They work for him. Everything we learn, everything we're exposed to, it's up to us. It's our responsibility to pick and choose what works for us and create the life that we want. Nobody's going to do it for us. That's it. That's all I've got today. Go out, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, just go out and take care.